All right, we're live, fellas. Welcome to another episode of the Fundamentally Sound podcast. If you haven't read the description, if you haven't read the title, like, there's gonna be arguments. There's gonna be heated debates. We're here talking the NBA today. I got my boys Lonnie and Los on here. Lonnie, you've recently been on here, so I'm not gonna ask you to introduce yourself. But Los, it's been a minute. We weren't even streaming on Facebook. I think we were barely streaming on YouTube, but that was a very, very long time ago. So Los, you want to give yourself like a quick little intro for all the new ones?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Los, Drake's nephew. Huge Portland fan and defender, so that's probably what the argument on my side is going to be. But what's going on, everybody? Here for a good time and chilling with the Brodies.
Yeah, it's great. So before we take this any farther, let me just say that Los is an avid Dame fan, but Dame's established. Dame's that top 5 point guard. Dame is that guy in Portland. Now, you see, there's another guy in Portland. There is one man. His name is Mr. CJ McCollum. Don't ask me what CJ stands for. CJ McCollum.
McSpicy chicken.
CJ McCollum. You sound a whole lot better that way, Los. I just want to let you know that. So, yeah. So, CJ McCollum is a shooting guard for the Portland Trailblazers. We had this discussion literally for hours. Hours, I'm telling you. It's an absolutely pointless discussion, but it was brought up. So it started off, let me just give everybody some info what it started off with. It started off with CJ and Bradley Beal. CJ and Bradley Beal, who was better? Me and Jarek, another friend of ours, said Chris Middleton, and these two said Bradley Beal. Now, this is a very similar conversation. Chris Middleton's a very big two-way player. Bradley Beal is a very score-heavy with a dazzle, a little sprinkle of defense in there, even though it's really not, prominent. But it's there. Now then, Los, being Los, had to come in and say, who's better, Chris or CJ McCollum? This was a little bit more heated, even though it didn't need to go in this direction. So, we got to this point. And I just want to, before we even start, I want to know, Los, I want your top 5 shooting guards.
In order, or just?
Actually, you know what? I want your top 10. You know what? Let me just pull. Hold on. I'm pulling up a Word document right now, and I'm going to type out
Officially,
if Word can open, if that's a thing. There we go. So I'm officially going to type out specifically what your top 10 point guards are, because it is absolutely mind-blowing what your top 10 point guards are. Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Okay. Let's just, set up a number system here. All right, go ahead.
all right. So number 1,
Okay.
it's hard to deny James Harden.
Okay. Very true.
I mean, are you ready for number 2?
Yeah. Keep going. Just keep going.
I kind of want. Does Clay? Can we include Clay in there?
We can definitely include Clay.
Clay number 2?
Let's be real here. When Klay Thompson's healthy,
Clay number 2.
He's number 2.
Yeah,
Mind you, okay,
definitely
look.
the number 2.
He's definitely number 2. Let me just reassure everybody here. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about just this season. The season's only 10 games in. 11 games for some players, 12 or whatever. We are 10 games in. We are talking it's all going to be situational. You got to remember this. This is what we did not establish earlier. Everything is situational, but you got to really look at how. So, for instance, we're going to talk about probably with Jaylen Brown in here. Jaylen Brown was a bench rider. Well, not really. He was a six-man his second year. Bench rider first year, six-man second year. Mind you, he was tasked with guarding LeBron in the playoffs as a rookie. I just want to throw that out there. But
Didn't do terrible.
yeah, I mean, he didn't do terrible. He didn't do good. I mean, he's a rookie. So, but you throw him there, obviously 2 years. He's only been in the NBA for 4 years. That third year was I mean, it was solid. He was a starter, but I think he played 74 games. He played 57 last year, but in a very short season. But anyway, so it's all situational. Everything is up for grabs. I'm just saying. But so that's why we're including Clay. Now, obviously, we can't include Clay in this conversation if we're talking just this year. But anyway, continue to go or continue to rank them. Yeah.
Number 3.
Yep.
Bradley Beal.
Okay.
Number 4.
Yep.
Devin McBean Booker.
McBean Booker. Get the hell out of here. Okay,
Number 5. All right. Since you also included that,
hey, Lonnie, time out. Lonnie, I'm gonna get your opinion on this top 5 or top 10 too. I just want to throw that out there.
Facts. Got you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Number 5.
Les.
Right now, I'm gonna say Zach LaVine.
Okay.
5.
Got you.
6.
Right.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. CJ McCollum.
Oh, okay.
What about it?
I wanted to put him ahead of Zach, but I'm gonna just be nice.
Okay.
After CJ, I'm putting Donovan Mitchell.
Wow. Okay.
Then I'm putting Jaylen Brown, including this year and everything so far. Just a rise.
Okay.
Afterwards, I am putting Drew Holiday.
Okay, so we're classifying him as a shooting guard.
After him, DeMar DeRozan.
All right. So let me just Lonnie, you want to have your thoughts and opinions on that? Let me just relay it to you. James Harden, Klay Thompson, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Zach LaVine, CJ McCollum, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, and DeMar DeRozan. I can already see it on his face. Dear Jesus. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I don't think it's a terrible list, but I don't really think DeMar DeRozan hasn't really been a shooting guard since he's left Toronto. So
he played shooting guard last year and got moved over like halfway through. But
yeah, but I kind of see him more as a small forward for the Spurs now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Jaylen Brown, I like the guy a lot. I think he's getting to where he's supposed to be at now with his game. But to say what he's like at number 8,
around there,
yeah,
I put him right at the Donovan.
I think. Did you put CJ in there? Like,
yeah, he put him at 6.
I don't think it's bad. I don't know. There's just some shooting guards I feel like you might have missed. I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
I'm kind of picked up the brain now.
So just to put this into perspective, we talked a lot about a bunch of different players. So it's really hard. It's really hard to just sit here to include. So you got to realize this. Where does Paul George play right now? Where is he playing?
I think he really is playing. He's like more of like I'm not going to say like a stretch 2 because it's not really a real position, but in a
where's
sense,
he listed
like
at right
2, 3.
Well, I mean, if Kawhi's out, he's the 3
right now because I think because Kawhi's back right now. So I think it's so he is playing the 2 right now behind Pat Bev.
Exactly.
So him and Pat Bev were definitely he's definitely a shooting guard right now.
So he's been listed as a shooting guard for the last 2 years.
Okay,
right?
So I would put Paul George right after Devin Booker.
So okay. So
I would put him
you tweaking. I'm putting him at 10.
Okay. So Lonnie thinks he should be at 10, but
he can't. Yeah. He can't be ahead of after a playoff performance like that. That kind of knocks down. It's kind of like a draft stock, man. It's like a playoff performance when you're in college, bro. And if you don't perform, if you could be the top 5 draft pick, but if you're not performing at those levels, you're definitely gonna get knocked down in the draft stock. So I think we could put him. It's safe to say we could put him at 10 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you got to sit here and think. That was his only time being bad last year. And you could sit here and say that he didn't play against Dame in that one series at OKC. Let's be real. OKC didn't deserve to win that series to begin with. They shouldn't have even been there. They shouldn't have even been in the competition. Let's be real here. You can say that he didn't have a good series there, but he had a good series, but it was overshadowed because he was talking so much smack to Dame.
Yeah.
You got to sit here and realize that. He's only had one bad playoff series in his career.
But ever since then, though, he has been on the down rise a little bit.
Okay, well,
that was personally his downfall came after he broke his leg in the USA game.
And it's a very good point. You're not wrong.
He used to be crazy though. I'm not gonna lie.
Because I'm about to say when we was watching him, bro, he was definitely up in that conversation with KD and LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, without a doubt.
In the world at the small forward position. But after he broke his leg, he kind of became like a little bit like Derrick Rose, where Derrick Rose just wasn't Derrick Rose again when he got injured. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of just they played just went. It didn't go majorly down, but it didn't increase past the injury. Like Zach LaVine, like after he tore his ACL, he came back way better. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
He's a way better shooter, way better playmaker. You know what I'm saying?
Better player.
So let me just tell you this, okay? So Indiana, he leaves Indiana, averaging 24 points. That's the year after he broke his leg. 24 points, right? Because he completely skipped. Wait, hold on. What season was it? So 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16. What season was it? I can't even remember what season he left on.
I want to say it was 14, 15. I think it was my sophomore year.
14, 15. Yep. He only played 6 games. So look, ever since he broke his leg, 23 points, 7, 4, 2, and 0.4. So we'll just say 0 because if it's not above 0.5, I don't care. Right? Yeah, I'll round it up if it's above 0.5. If it's like 0.6, I'll give him 1. But anyway, 24 points, 7, 3, 1.6, 0.4 again. Then he comes to OKC, 22 points. Again, 6, 3, 2, and 0.5. So it's like halfway. He did.
I think his
last
shooting
season
percentage just dropped a little bit, didn't it?
It did from 46 to 43 from Indiana to OKC, but then raised it to 44 and shot, or my fault, 44, 28 points per game, 8 rebounds, 2.2 steals, and then comes to be the second option. And last year he was averaging 22, 6, 4, 1 with a bad playoff series. I think it's just so. It's in my opinion, it is just so much recency bias. Like Nick can sit here and say that, but like, let me be real. Last year he averaged 20 points a game, shooting 40%, 33% from 3. That series against Portland, you want to know what he averaged? 29 points, 7 rebounds, or my fault, 8.6 rebounds, so 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.4 steals. Like I said, he didn't have a bad series. Everybody just gives him flack because he was talking shit to Dame. Therefore, he just deserved all the flack whenever it came back. Now, you can say he had 44%, dropped to 40. 31. He actually shot better last year than he did against Portland from 3-point range. And shot better from the free throw percentage by a very large margin, by almost 10%.
He scored way less, though.
It was 10%. What's that?
Didn't he score like less last year than the year before?
No, I'm talking like, he scored last year. The last year was his worst playoff series since 2013. Yeah, and he played 13 games, but still shot 40% in 33, which is not Paul George. Like, we're talking like in Indiana, like in his prime years in Indiana, 40, 42, 43, 37, or 37 was with OKC. But, so why are we taking him down from being top 5 shooting guard to 10?
Because my personal opinion, he wasn't a shooting guard till he got to the Clippers. Because he definitely played small forward at OKC. He played small forward, mixed between small forward and shooting guard at the Pacers. Him being at the Clippers now is like the first time we see him at the shooting guard position. And
So he's played
most of these
2
other
years.
shooting guards are just doing better than him at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
And based
And
off
I'm
of
saying
10
it's
games,
good. He in the top 10. And based off the 10 games, Paul George is hooping. I ain't gonna lie. That boy is that boy Paul George looking good. As much as I don't talk about him on Twitter, that dude is doing good.
Okay, so let me throw this out here. CJ McCollum, like we said, he has a very, very, very storied past of inconsistency. Because Los wanted Jarek to go into description about this. Inconsistency. Okay? His player efficiency rating is 17. Just to put this into perspective for you, he's had a 27 right now, 10 games in. That's the difference between a great player and an average player. So, you want to know who has a better PER? DeMar DeRozan. You want to know who has the same PER? Jaylen Brown. Let me just wait. Who else was on that list? So let's just look at Donovan real quick. So Donovan is another player that he's the number one option, but he has to spread the ball around. Has to. So he averages 23, 4, and 5, shooting 40%. Not a 3-point shooter, but shooting 35%, which is pretty average. 17.4% PER or 17.4 PER, exact same as CJ McCollum. So you can sit here and you can say that these players are not efficient, efficient overall, right? But we have DeMar DeRozan at 10. We have DeMar DeRozan actually at 11 now. We have DeMar DeRozan at 11. Why is DeMar DeRozan so undervalued? And let me just sit here and tell you this. So you ready? DeMar DeRozan, wait for it, 23.5. He, let's see, so when coming to San Antonio, it was, let's go advanced stats. I know, like, this, it's just, you have to go to it. So, 24 in San Antonio, 22 in San Antonio, 20 in San Antonio, 21, 24, 21, and then that's like, it gets 17, 18, and then 14, 12, 14, 12 because he didn't start his first 4 years in the NBA. So, once again, why is DeMar DeRozan below CJ right now when he averages, let's see here, we can even throw it back to last year. He averaged 22 a game last year. He's averaging 21 right now, and he hasn't played in one game. He's averaging 21 right now. Sure, it's not 28 like CJ is right now. He averaged the same amount of points as CJ last year. Shot better than CJ last year. 3-pointers, not his game. Never has been his game. But if you're putting up 53 and 50% from the field, we're literally going to knock him down to 10, to 11.
Let me rephrase real quick. By rephrase, I just mean correct.
Okay. Because that's a great start, by the way. That's a great start.
Real quick. So I'm bumping up CJ to 5, right? I'm bumping Zach down. Putting DeMar at 6. Zach at 7, and the rest, I don't care about the rest, to be honest.
So after everything I just said, you're just like, oh yeah, let's bump up CJ.
Bumping CJ, because I had him below Zach, and I just thought about it. Zach just teed up recently, and he's the only option, so it's like, you know.
Look, I don't. Me and Lonnie actually just talked about this. He's not the only option anymore. Am I wrong, Lonnie? Did we not have this exact conversation 2 days ago? Because I said he was the only option, and you corrected me. You have Lauri Markkanen, one of the best 3-point shooting bigs in the league. Kobe White, who has
been good, but I feel like he's been dropping down ever since that good rookie year.
He just has to stay on the court. Like, that's really the only thing that's keeping him down is the fact that he's hurt. But when he's on the court,
it's just hard to count him as like a great second. Okay, like compared to other.
I'm not saying he's like Kobe White's definitely number 2 right now, and that man's hooping.
What was he averaging? Was he looking like? My fault.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
I'm almost positive he's over he's somewhere between 22 and 5 or something like that. Maybe somewhere around there. Okay, but Kobe definitely hooping, bro. The Bulls is doing their thing.
17, 5, and 6 assists.
It's not bad. It's good.
Shooting 42% and 36%. That's this season.
Okay. So I mean, hey, look, Kobe, he is a good role player. I think he's elevated a little bit more than just a regular role player, obviously, because he's putting up points and dishing whatever. I just think that compared to other teams, like because I remember this whole conversation was the whole Chris Middleton's a number 2, Jaylen Brown is a number 2, CJ's a number 2 of his team, and like compared to like those type of teams, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like only reason Bradley Beal is like still on that high pedestal, even though he's like only option unless Russ is hurt, whatever. But when he was playing, he's still balling out. It's just because Bradley Beal is like just that good. I feel like Zach LaVine is only going crazy right now, mainly because not right now, like since he's been in Chicago, because he's like the only person who can kind of do that over there.
That's why you have a superstar. 90% of teams right now only have one superstar because they can't afford a second. So let me just put this into perspective for you. Just to talk about the recency bias, 27.7 points per game on one whole attempt less than CJ. And he's only 1 point behind him, right? So 27, 5, 5, 1, and 1. Okay? Last year, 26, 5, 4, 2, and 1. 24, 5, 5, 1, and 0.4. How did he drop? I don't care. I don't care if he's I don't care if he's the only option. He plays on a terrible Bulls team. He gets double teams out the wazoo. Why is he falling in your rankings?
I don't know. I just see it as a value thing. I feel like Portland needs CJ. Well, never mind. But like,
Lowe's, you was arguing so much better through text than you were on.
I'm saying, like, you were actually doing competent.
All I know,
bro. Now, like, I'm trying to let you explain before I'm like, damn, I gotta step in and help Lowe's because now that he's putting the same fact that you was spitting at him back. You're not saying nothing, bro. Like you was spitting some good facts at Austin and Jarek earlier.
Well, no, it's just because he had a fight against the inconsistency. I just proved that he's literally more inconsistent than 8, 9 of these people that are on this list. And then I throw out stats with all these. Do you want me to throw out Drew Holiday stats? Like, do I need to keep putting that up there? Like, if we're gonna consider him as a shooting guard,
whatever you want to do, you can keep doing. I was just playing about the Jose and dropping down. I just kind of making.
Oh, okay.
But I am putting Demar up. I was just playing about Demar. Well, I wasn't playing, but I just didn't think about it, I guess. But I'm putting Zach still where he was at before 5. I guess I'll put Demar over CJ for now, just because, like, I guess from production that he's been doing in last year and previous years before that. I'm not putting CJ no lower than 7. I don't care what you say about Jaylen Brown because I'm watching Jaylen Brown play. And I've been seeing it since
you haven't watched a single Celtics game this year. Don't start with me.
That he was hooping last year too in the bubble. At at the end, even though he was a second option, not third. I don't know what Jay was talking about.
Bro, no, he is the third option. We just talked about this too. Like when you pay a point guard, like what is it, $90 million? You're not paying him to be the third option. You're paying him to be the second option.
Then Kemba Walker is robbing them because he's not playing like a second or first option of whatever he's getting. Compared to Kemba, Jaylen Brown is outperforming Kemba Walker.
You're not wrong. Jaylen Brown's 26.3 points per game so far this year, and Kemba's at 20. So, I mean, Kemba's at 20. Hold on, wait. 25. Is he averaging more? No, he's not. 24 and 5 assists with a steal and a block. Surprisingly, Kemba's averaging a block this season. Or that was...
Nah, I don't think he's...
Wait, he hasn't played this season, so my fault. That was last season.
That was last season.
That was last season.
Jalen was averaging like 22.
20. Jalen averaged 20 last year.
It was 20? You sure it was not 20?
It was 20. I'm positive it was 20. It was 21, I think. It was like 20.8. Kimba was averaging 20.4. So you sit here, right? And if you go to, you got this playoff. I'm not arguing Kimba. Kimba's not a part of this conversation. Throwing him out there. I'm going back to Jaylen Brown. Wow, his nickname on Basketball Reference, one of his nicknames, Old Man. That's it, just Old Man. I don't know how. He's 24 years old, but so he was a 38% three-point shooter last year. 42% so far this year, but once again, we're only 10 games in. That's definitely going to go down. 37% on his career. Okay? So he can shoot. Let's not. Jarek was capping when he said he can. Oh, he's a decent shooter. No, he can shoot. Let's get that right now. He's averaging 22 a game last season in the playoffs. Right, 22 a game with 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, or my fault, 2 steals and a block. And yet he is just apparently thrown to the side. And let's be real here. He's shooting just as good as CJ McCollum. 26 points per game this season. Shooting just as good. He got 2 points less than CJ McCollum last year. Just right there in terms of offense. Right there, Los, in terms of offense with CJ.
CJ was having a bad year last year.
Right. Okay, well, then what's the excuse this year? He's only 2 points less than CJ right now.
And I ain't see they both balling. I'm not saying they're not. Look, I'm not saying Brown's bad. I'm not saying it's far. I'm not saying it's a like wide gap or nothing. It's close. I prefer to put CJ over Jaylen Brown. That's it. You can put him right behind him. I think it's close between Jaylen Brown and Donovan Mitchell. For me, personally, I don't know what you guys' opinion think, whatever. I would put, like I said, I'm going to restart the whole 10 real quick. James, Clay, Bradley, Devin. I'm not putting PG. I'm not going to include him at all just because, like Lonnie, he's been doing bad as a shooting guard. I'm putting Zach 5. I'm putting Demar 6, CJ 7. It's close. I'm gonna put Donovan 8.
Where's Zach LaVine in this?
He's 5. I'm putting Demar 6 and then CJ 7. And then I'm putting I'm putting Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown. And you know what? I'll put Drew at 10.
CJ, you've convinced me enough to put CJ at 9. Jaylen Brown, just because of his defensive stature alone and the fact that he guards every single number one option for that team, because Jason Tatum doesn't. Let's be real here. Jason Tatum doesn't. When he does, he gets fried. LeBron made him his little baby boy last year, and he shouldn't have been on LeBron. When you narrow it down, it is so close on offense that you have to give offense to CJ, but it is by far no way, shape, or form even a close competition on defense. It is not even relatively close. It's not even the same ballpark. CJ's in the parking lot on defense. That's what decides it. That's why you've convinced me. You've convinced me. CJ can be 9. But
so you put Donovan ahead of him too?
No, because you put him. Wait.
I put CJ 7. I put Donovan.
Okay, CJ's 8.
I'm glad.
Congratulations, CJ is 8. But it is not close to any of the other 7, as you would think that it would be, as your brain in there thinks that it would be. Donovan's right behind him, and then you can put Drew Holiday. I'm gonna include Paul George in there. Paul George is 10, in my opinion. Paul George is a shooting guard. Paul George can be 10. But it is in no way, shape, or form close just because he cannot play defense. He is not on the number 1 option. He's on the number 2, maybe.
I'm still putting CJ ahead, dog.
All right, well.
So then, my question to y'all is, should Devin Booker be that high then?
Yeah. Oh, no. What? Yes. Devin Booker's freaking crazy. And he can still play above average defense. He's not a great defender.
We talking
but
about
he's above average.
You said defense too, though.
Yeah, he's an above average defender. But I mean, that man is a superstar on offense. Like, that man's a superstar.
Hold on. I don't think Devin's an above average defender. Like, hold on. Unless you prove me wrong with the stats, go ahead. But
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked at Devin Booker, but every time that I watch the man play, he's always, like, obviously he's a superstar on that team, but, like, he's always guarding. If it's not the point guard to where CJ has to guard him, he's always on the number 1 option. So long as they're not 6'9", like LeBron. Like, he's obviously not guarding LeBron.
My thing is, I don't know, because if you look at the whole defensive ratings and everything like that, like, as far as, like, on the defensive side of it, it doesn't, like, CJ's not like a liability. Like, he's like a decent defender. He's not like a Steph Curry or like a who else is like a bad defender. Low key, I think he plays better defense than Dame a little bit. But it's not like a bad defender. Just because Jaylen Brown is a good defender, I don't think he's a great defender. Because if you watch the game, he just locks down pretty much whoever's in front of him, right? But I mean, he'll still get dropped like 20 off him if he guarding, let's say, the best player or the second best player. Like he'll still get like points dropped on it. Like you cannot stop anybody, right? But my thing is like even just stat wise, like the whole steals per game, blocks per game, and all that bullshit. Like even CJ and like Jalen is still kind of like close for somebody who's a way better defender than like than CJ
It's
McCollum.
really not.
Just the
It's
rating.
really
You talking about
not.
rating? You talking about rating? So like I don't know.
It's like, yeah, you can see here. I can talk. I have never mentioned defensive rating. I have never. Well, like I have in the past, just to prove that Luka is an average to above average defender. Like, if you don't think so, why are you putting Luka? Why is everybody putting Luka in their top fives or not their top tens in the entire league? Because that's what I'm saying. So why is Luka all of a sudden like, oh, he's really not that good on defense? Well, if people have him, if professional analysts have him in their top tens, obviously he can play defense. I'm not saying he's perfect.
It's not just because of defense, though.
It's not. He's a phenomenal offensive player. He's a generational talent.
I'm about to say about 90% of him being in the top 10 is strictly off his ability to create for the Mavericks and his scoring ability. Like it's not really his defense. It's not really how flashy he can be. It's strictly because he can get you a bucket when he needs to, and he can create for every single player on the Mavericks. That's why Luka like you say, is a generational talent player. Because he does what he's not one of those players that come in the league and is like, oh yeah, I'm about to get saucy with it. You know what I'm saying? Even though he does have the second best step back in the league. But you know what I'm saying? He doesn't come in and just sauce everybody. He do what he got to do to win. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when analysts look at him, they're like, yeah, he's definitely a top 10 player because he creates for more than just one or two players. He creates for every single body on that Mavericks team.
So CJ McCollum, defense plus minus, is negative 0.3. So they are negative.
I was just waiting for somebody to say it.
What?
I'm sorry, Los. I didn't want to throw it out there when we was arguing it in the group chat because that was just going to kill it, bro. I was just waiting for somebody to say it's plus minus because I had it up the whole time, bro. We know CJ not near like most of the shooting guards we named, bro, are two ways. CJ McCollum is the only two-way, the non-two-way in your list, bro. Might be the only and Devin Booker. Might be the only two ways in that shooting guard list.
I feel like his offensive
Devin Booker has a negative 0.7.
A what?
Negative 0.7.
Nah.
That's
Like,
fun.
he's
definitely thrown some food for thought. That's a fact.
But would y'all really put him any lower?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I'm like offensive.
So if you don't put him low because of that, why you putting CJ
See,
lower?
but like, okay, like I can sit here and I can see what you're talking
but
about.
the
like,
difference between Devin Booker and CJ, yeah, I understand. But when it becomes a defensive thing when we're looking all around. But while they kept saying why CJ is not a good defender, bro, and CJ won. When you watch the Portland Trailblazers, CJ gets lost a lot on the court on defense. CJ is not a strong. Thank you. You even know it.
He's not even on the number one option either. That's the sad thing.
Wait, what?
He's not on the number one option. Like he's never guarding the number one option. Never. Like if you put who's guarding Paul George? Dame. Who's guarding this? Who's guarding Kawhi? Probably some random small forward. They're not. They would not put CJ on the other player. They'd maybe put Dame on Kawhi. Like, if it was an ISO situation, they'd maybe put Dame on Kawhi. But they're not putting CJ on Paul.
And I don't want to also throw this out there either, Los, because, I love my dog. But Gary Trent is also they're their second go-to defender on that team. It's Gary Trent Jr., bro. When you watch the Trailblazers, it's either Dame or Gary Trent Jr., bro.
I saw Gary Trent.
I mean, Gary Trent's solid.
I feel like I don't know what the stats say, but watching him play, like Gary Trent is like a really good defender, though.
Let me just see here. Let me just see. Gary.
Like, even when
he's a great on-ball defender.
Yeah.
By the way, Jalen's 0.5. That's a positive.
I feel like those intangibles is kind of like
It's just plus minus is very hard. Gary Trent Jr. is actually so this year he is at a. Hold on, wait. I just freaking ads had to load in. So he's at so far this year through 8 games. He's only played 8 games. He's at a negative 3.1. But last year he was at But last year he was at a 0. He was at a 0 last year. So I mean,
it looks way different on the court though. I don't know. It just looks
you're completely right. So that's why
I'm telling you, it always looks different on the court, bro.
But whenever it comes down to it, like plus minus is one thing that I look at to sit here and be like, so like for one reason, DeJounte Murray, this man is hooping, and when DeJounte, or my fault, no, not DeJounte, it's not DeJounte, my fault, it's Devin Vassell. So I'm judging our rookies by their plus minus because they're obviously not getting shots. They get like 2-3 game, right? So therefore, I'm judging to see if they were just as terrible on offense, or my fault, defense. And whenever Devin Vassell only shoots three a game, hits 1, 1 for 3, that doesn't really account for much on the plus minus. But when he has like a plus 12, that obviously shows right there that the defense carried his plus minus. So that's why like I look at plus minus in those situations that like it's one of those stats that's so overlooked in my opinion that like people are like, oh, that doesn't matter. Well, it does though. Like if you look at your go ahead.
Yeah, when you talk basketball, you plus minus is definitely a must. Like college recruits look at your plus minuses when you're in high school, so it's definitely like if you don't talk plus minus when it comes to basketball, then you shouldn't talk basketball at all.
You can go in and drop 45 in high school, but if you're so bad on the defensive end that causes you to have like only like a plus 8 or like a plus 9, like if you're dropping 45, you should definitely be like a plus 20. But if you're that terrible on defense and your opponent comes down and drops, 30, like you're definitely going to probably have like just barely above positive. So it's like that's why I think plus minus it tells the full story at the end of the day. But in certain situations, it's all situational with stats. Like I'm a big preacher of stats, but in certain situations they don't tell the whole story. Like I've learned that over the years just because of y'all. But like in this situation, like plus minus, I will say like 90% of the time tells the full story. I'll say that. But, there's some situations where it doesn't. And now we're experiencing how it doesn't. You know what I mean? But
I feel like somebody can get cooked the whole game, then come down, throw the game winner, and then they won the game. And, you know what I mean? It's like, because it's like, you said, they don't tell the whole story. Like, it does show basically throughout the whole game. And, like, I know that's, like, important. Like, I know I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying, like, I feel like it's hard to gauge players on players, like, with that being the deciding factor, unless it's like the last. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to use it like the plus minus for like when you comparing players. Because let's say,
it's hard to compare them because like oh wow, this is actually really funny. No, it's hard to compare them because like whenever you're comparing players and using plus minus, it's like they don't guard the same person. The same person doesn't guard them. So therefore, that's whenever you can't like sit there and judge it on like you can't use it to compare players just because like there's so many factors that go into it to where you it's just like they're not so like Kawhi can have a lower plus minus than I don't know, some bench player. Just think of anyone. Pat Bev. Let's just say Pat Bev. Kawhi can have a lower plus minus than Pat Bev, but at the same time, he gets guarded by LeBron. He gets guarded by freaking other lockdown players, other two-way players. And yes, I'll consider LeBron a two-way. LeBron's the best player in the world. Of course, he's going to have good defense. So, I just think that it's so that situation. You're right, Los. You're very much right. Whenever talking plus minus, it's really hard to use it when comparing players. But so with that said, I will acknowledge that yes, okay, CJ can be 8, but I don't think it's close from 8 to 7. That's just my opinion.
Go ahead.
Lonnie, final opinion. Final opinion on it. You'll get the last words. Where does he belong? What spot?
I'm gonna agree with y'all at 8. Like Austin said, I don't think it's close. Simply off of those not just the plus minuses, but just defensive rating wise. A lot of those shooting guards outside of Devin Booker, they're all two. Most of them are two ways, bro. And you can even go as far as say Zach LaVine's a two way also because he's actually a pretty good on ball defender. He's a solid pass lane player. You know what I'm saying?
And he guards the
get a
number
lot
one
of blocks,
option
but in his
every
field-
time.
Yeah, and always guard number one options. Always guarding. I think the only person he doesn't guard that's always number one option is LeBron and Kawhi. That's it. The only two players and KD. But
I mean,
other
those
than
are
that,
just because they're freak athletes at 6'11".
yeah, and exactly. So Zach LaVine's always on the best player. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with it's not close from 8 to 7 or 7 to 8.
I'll say.
All right, so fellas, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Okay, we had this conversation last night. I just thought that it would make for a great debate. So, can y'all see it?
It's loading.
Okay, tell me when you can see it.
That's the worst point.
Oh yeah,
City
City
edition.
jerseys.
I want Los. Okay, so we were talking last night.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. What are the best city jerseys in the NBA? Now, just off the top, can you give me your top 5 real quick? Like your best city jerseys. Like I want your top 5. I'll tell you. I'll say my top 5. I will.
I gotta look at it real quick. Hold on.
Okay. Here, I'll scroll through it. Okay, you ready? So we're starting. Yes, just yes. Like it's yes. So of course we started off with the Spurs, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, Pete, those New Balances are tough though too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna
buy it.
But anyway, I'm just saying. Hey, piss off, Lonnie. I hate you. So then we got the Sixers.
I like those.
This is pretty tough, right? Brooklyn. I really
like
didn't
the
think. Buzz City, the boys from Charlotte, right?
Those is nice. I fuck with them.
Sacktown. It's pretty tough.
Yeah,
Pretty tough.
It's pretty
All right. Absolute garbage.
I like it.
Absolute garbage.
I actually like it, right? Just because of my favorite color is orange. So
Oh my gosh, that's tough.
So
I get
those
the
aren't
reason behind
terrible
it.
to me. Those aren't terrible to me.
Okay. Basic. Let's be real.
Man, I don't want to see Indiana, man.
Tough, bro. Tough. Very tough.
That's the best one I've seen.
They're in my top 5 for sure.
Okay.
Miami in my
If you
top
see
5 too.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. Miami, and what's it called? Are in my top 5. And the the Suns. Sorry.
Right now, I got Phoenix 1.
Absolutely disgusting. I hate these jerseys.
Yeah,
Mind you-
Milwaukee's trash.
Never ever watch a freaking game when they have these jerseys on. That is the biggest, for lack of better words, and I apologize for my language. It is the biggest mindfuck ever. I'm just saying.
It's confusing.
These are basic. I'm just saying, bro. This is what Jarek and Lonnie both put these at 1. Well, no, Jarek did. I don't know what Lonnie put. Jarek put these at 1 yesterday. Number 1. They're just so basic to me, bro. You are too? Oh my god. Well, see, I'm so middle of the pack with this. I just.
Minnesota.
It's nothing special. It's nothing
Nothing crazy. It's not crazy, no.
They ones from last year was way better.
I'm okay.
Yeah. See, these are tough because I love the colors and obviously the meaning behind it. Yeah, they're. I like the colors though. I like the MLK. Don't get me wrong. I love the MLK, but the colors are tough too. But it's one of those middle of the pack ones again, right? Disgusting. Absolutely terrible. Once again, disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were
Chicago's
thinking of
lame.
that. They're the only team that I think that have fumbled both of these city jerseys. These right here.
Memphis fumbled from last year to this year. They fumbled.
Wow.
Last year,
Really?
I think last year's ones was better. They're not bad though. I like the side on that.
I'd say top 10, but not top 5.
I got you.
Yeah, definitely not top 5. Last year was definitely top 5 though.
Okay.
They should
I
let
can
you.
see it. I mean, they were tough just because of they're all awkward.
A for effort. I just saw that. You said
Where?
A.
Oh,
Like,
A
right?
for effort. I'm dead.
Nah.
I'm weak.
Yeah, exactly. I'll pass on these. Los.
Number 1, baby.
Oh, disgusting. Stop. No, bro. God.
I love
Hey, these were so slept on. I don't know why they're in this category. Do y'all think they're terrible?
I don't know about slept on.
Nah,
Y'all think they're
They're not
ranked?
bad.
I don't think they top 5 jersey to me. I feel like we didn't already seen them jerseys. They just a bring back of the throwbacks.
Yeah, I say they're 10. I'm not saying they're top 5. They're definitely not top. I say they're top 10, but they are 10. Once
I
again.
put them in the top 10.
I think just the heritage behind it. You know, what did they call them? The bad boys, rough boys, whatever the heck they was. I don't know what it was. The era. It wasn't the bad boys. Once again, these are the most. So last year,
Oklahoma,
they're sponsored by Loves.
Lame.
So trash. No, beyond trash, in my opinion. Like last year, they were just trying to please their sponsor with Loves because they just had Loves colors like tailing off. I was like, bro, that's disgusting. And then I thought they would do better this year. Disgusting. No, they look like the old Clippers jerseys. You know the Buffalo ones. Low key.
Yeah.
Just saying. They
Low
just
key.
got added.
Right. I like the circle this thing, but
I don't. I thought the Motor City jerseys were better last year. Thank you. Look, we've seen these before.
This one basic is
Garbage. Ugh. Disgusting.
You don't like that one?
Bro,
top
these
5.
are terrible.
Those look good.
Top 5.
No,
Bro, them
bro,
jerseys
like
crazy.
those are absolutely disgusting. What are we talking about? Denver didn't get too adventurous when designing these city jerseys. This year's city jerseys. They brought back the skyline design, made a debut in 2018, 2019. Absolutely awesome. This year the jerseys are red to nod to the landscape.
I'm messing with Denver's.
They're not top 5. Like, I don't think they're even top 10. I think that's the most disgusting color ever. Basic, just basic.
It's
Yeah,
1985
Celtics,
City
blue.
Jersey.
Shit, I thought it was 1960s looking at them.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't. See, these are tough, but they're not innovative. You know what I mean? Like we've seen this before, except they're just black on the bottom. You know, like I think that they're once again top 10, but they're like 8 or 9. That's about it. We've already seen this.
I know, but it's still kind of hard though. Just because
It is hard.
Exactly.
No, I think it's in my top 5. I would say it's top 5 still. Like regardless, it's just tough. It's just they were white last year, which I didn't think was right. I thought they should have been black, and they made them black this year, and they look freaking tough. No.
OVO.
No.
I gotta put respect on it. I gotta put respect.
I mean,
It's lame, but
I can understand. They should have. I wish they would have done something with OVO though. Honestly, they should have.
What are you telling me? I told my uncle about that. He's like, nah, chill.
Okay, we're still in the we've seen this before category. This is what I'm telling you, Lonnie. What's the difference? It's like, come on, bro.
The one that they had last year was way better.
Like, I just don't like it. Like, what are you trying to do here? Congratulations, you just throw the stars and stripes on the side.
Yeah, the other ones they had last year where it said just district on their chest was way better.
They're a lot better. These are very tough. I wish they would have brought like just the baby blues back, but these are just tough.
I don't know about very tough. But...
No, they're tough. Like once again, top 10. I put them at like 7, just because of these are disgusting. And rightfully so. No, yeah, rightfully so. Terrible. I don't even, throwing it back to 2004 right here. Hey, speaking of that, how y'all think RJ Barrett's doing? Y'all like RJ Barrett?
He's kind of balling this year, bro. Coming off guard.
Kind of hooping. Yeah, kind of hooping. A little bit. And that's it. All right, top 5. We're gonna start with 5. Lonnie, give us your number 5.
5? Oh, hold on. I got to put 5 in order.
Yeah.
You say
I'll just
got
keep
put
scrolling.
5 up.
Yeah, we're gonna go 5-1. 5-1. I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Just maybe get some ideas.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. I'm glad you went back because I forgot about it.
I'm gonna put
It's tough, huh?
I'm just trying to figure
I'm
out.
gonna put Denver at
That's
number 5.
You're gonna put Denver at number 5. Okay.
Yeah, Denver's
Los?
my 5th.
My 5? Hold on.
Yep, number 5.
I was making sure.
I don't think I need to go any lower. I really don't. After Denver is kind of just Los Angeles.
Hey, look, Denver for me is 6. I got Orlando at 5, just because I like the color.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't put them in top 5. I'm very glad. No,
I got Orlando.
Number 5 for me definitely has to be Oakland. Like I just love that jersey. Back whenever I used to play NBA Live on my PSP with the Warriors, this was the jersey I always went to. Huh?
So it's a nice little callback for the old throwback jerseys, but making them kind of like more retro or more like newer now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm putting them at 5 just because, like I said, whenever I played NBA Live on my PSP back in the day, very original gamer option. This had to be it because I was always rocking this jersey for the Warriors whenever I played with them. But all right, number 4, going to it. God,
go ahead, Lonnie.
I'm gonna go with the Suns
at 4. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Los.
My 4, I got Denver. I'm not Denver. Excuse me. My fucking Damn, what was it? Hold on. I got what's that team? Fucking Charlotte.
Okay, yeah, Buzz City.
Wow.
I'm definitely agreeing with Los. I got to put it in my 4. It's just look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Like they did it good. Like they throwing it back to the New Orleans days. You know what I mean? With the teal and the you know what I mean. Okay, somebody understands. Los apparently doesn't get it. It's okay, Los. It's okay. All right, number 3. Number 3. What are we going?
Number 3 for me is Miami.
Lonnie. Yeah. Okay, that's so tough. Okay.
I got Miami at 3.
You got Miami at 3? At 3, I got to give it to my boys. I mean, even the website says it. Number 1. I gotta give them 3.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're not number 1 for you.
I understand. I understand. I'm not biased. I will be biased, but y'all just don't get it. Y'all don't get it. I mean, you're not San Antonio fans, so I understand where y'all are coming from. Y'all see this as basic, right? Y'all see this as basic with the basic shorts, right? Mm-hmm. What I see is these are the colors that San Antonio Spurs fans have wanted for the past 20 years. And it's really awkward saying that because then we would only go back to 2000. But look, they even said it right here. They used it between 1989 and 1999. And when they took it away, they went bland black and white. They fumbled the bag with all this digital camo BS that we had back in the past. That was absolutely disgusting. But then they hit. Yeah, exactly. They hit with this right here. It is good, but like Lonnie said, it's basic. But there's so much meaning behind it to Spurs fans around the entire globe. That's why it's number 3 to me. Because, yes, it holds significance, but it doesn't hold significance to be number 1. I obviously think there's a better number 1 out there. But anyway, Los, what was yours? Miami?
My 3 was Miami.
Okay. All right. Number 2. What are we rocking here?
It's Buzz City for me.
Oh, Buzz City for you. Okay. Los?
I gotta give it to my boys. Rip City number 2.
Good God. I just got to. That is disgusting,
them Dookie Brown
man.
jersey.
Bro,
sir.
they're
We be doing it.
brown. Bro, Jarek was wearing one in the park, right? Jarek was wearing it in the park, and I've never been so disgusted in my life.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I like the last year's that he did. Like the last year is better than.
Last year's better. Number 2, I'm gonna give it to LA, just because I think that this jersey is so tough, paired with the court. It is so tough. I just there's nothing else that I can say, but it is very tough. You know what? Actually, let me take my time out. You know, and they deserve to be in here.
I kind of want
What?
to switch some around. Okay.
All right, we'll go through. We'll make some changes at the end.
Cool.
Yeah. Because obviously, you know, you make some. You know, you never completely commit on the first go around. Yeah.
Nah, never.
No, never. Right? Yeah. You see, Lowe's gets it. Lonnie apparently doesn't. It's cool.
Yeah,
But,
I don't because my spot's solidified.
No. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, number 2, I gotta rock with. You know, it's so tough, but I think I'm gonna rock Miami. It's tough. All right, my fault. I'm not gonna put the Clippers there. The Clippers aren't there. Number 2, I gotta go with Miami. I have to put them in there. Miami's tough. It's very tough. I can't say it's not. The court is just all janky, but the jerseys are tough. So
Yeah,
forget what I said about LA. We're definitely gonna throw here like these in there. All right, number one. Lonnie, so help me God. If you don't pick
Houston,
something else, I'm
baby.
gonna.
Houston, baby. Them shits is the hardest
so
fucking jerseys in the league, bro.
They're so terrible.
Them
Like, they're
things
so
is
basic.
So tough, bro.
And we literally got onto like 5 other
like,
teams
bro,
for being absolutely basic.
Listen, bro.
I'm listening.
Just
Yes.
like
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
if you're a Houston fan, if you're a Houston
I can
Rockets
see it.
fan, then you know them colors mean something, bro. So like, I'm not even from Houston, but I always rep Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like I like this since Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming was there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
and then when they got James Harden, I was like, yeah, bro, they gonna do something now. And then when they brought these jerseys, it's kind of like we asked for them jerseys a minute ago, and now that we finally got them, bro, coldest jerseys in the game.
I could definitely put them at. You know, here, look, I'm already making a change. Like, I was going to save it until the end, but I'm already going to make a change. They're definitely number 5. Like, I'm pushing Oakland back. They're definitely number 5. And then Oakland 6.
And it's why
and
they
I'd
win
put
them tonight too.
And then I'd put LA at 7. But anyway, no, I definitely put them at 5. They're good. They throw back to Oilers. Like, it's just, you know, whatever. But Los, number 1, right next to your doo-doo green or doo-doo brown jerseys.
Hey, look, man, I was gonna push Portland's back. You know, I'm not gonna be like too biased. I'm already been biased enough this you know live. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna push Portland in the. I'm gonna drop them down 1. You feel me? I'm gonna put them at 3 because we're still you know we're gonna rock them. We're gonna put them at 3. We're gonna move up Miami's at 2, and I got the Valley Phoenix at 1.
Okay, good. Because that's why I stopped here, because that's my number 1. That is so tough. Like, excuse me. That is so tough. All black. You got the mountain ridge skyline with the cactus, you know, over here. And then you just got the beautiful colors that fade to black. It is just everything that a jersey just... Oh, and then you got the purple outline right there, man. Oh, my God. It looks so good. And then the freaking shorts, too, on top of that. Yes. 100% number 1. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Lonnie.
I got number 1.
Hey, bro, they number 4 to me, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
They is tough, though.
Ain't that a jersey you had on 2 yesterday, bro?
Yeah, I had that joint on. I had a D-Book one on. I'm waiting for 2K to stop playing and drop these John Wall jerseys, though.
Yeah, facts. Speaking of that, let's wrap this up so we can kind of play a little bit 2K before I get off.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, all right. So it's running up on an hour anyway, so that's whenever we're usually in. So I want to appreciate everybody watching. You know, we literally talked for like 30 straight minutes on some debates, but a nice throw to some city jerseys, which you know, they're all nice in their own way, but some of them are just disgusting. And
that's a nice way to say some of them trash.
Yeah, exactly. They're just. Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, I want to appreciate y'all boys for being on. I know it's a last minute thing because I had one of my boys fall through, but I appreciate y'all stepping on as always. On my guys, 100%.
Yes, sir.
Any last shout outs?
Shout out to
Tony,
my Uncle
Yeah,
Drake.
man. Hey, yo, shout out to my cousin B. He on the way home.
he on the way home. Yeah, B,
man.
let's
That
go,
dog
man.
is sick.
B is coming home,
My
man.
dog, man.
That boy back home.
Man, I'm so happy about that. Give it like 2 days and I'll probably hate him again, so it doesn't matter. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. B always has got that special place in my heart. We may fight, but that he's my guy. Los, any last shout outs?
Shout out to my Uncle Drake, you feel me? Shout out to my mother, you know what I'm saying? I love you, mama. Shout out Tony.
Shout out Sandra.
Tony.
All right. Be sure to tune in Thursday. Me and my boy CJ are gonna be on here. The chronicles of the practice players from Corpus. So we're gonna have some stories there. We're gonna get our overall our good times, our bad times, and everything that goes along with being a practice player. But with that being said, thank you to everyone for staying. We'll be back Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Be sure to share. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, everything on all platforms. And we'll see you later. Peace.